Hello. Stream starting. Hello. If there's anyone in the chat, please say hello. I'll even type it. Hello. Ah, yes, stream delay, yeah. General Kenobi. Oh, that worried me for a second. I was worried. Is there nobody here or is it just the stream delay? Whew. Good, there's actual people who exist on planet Earth. Who would have guessed? Who would have thunk? Hmm? So today, trying something different. Again, feels like I do something different every stream. But you know what? It's fine. So, yeah, stream delay is a bit bad for me right now. Skill issue. Anyway, um, yeah. Should I pad the time a bit before we go into what I actually want to do in today's stream, or um, should we just go straight in and then whoever joins later wasted? Whoever joins in later just has to we catch him up. Hmm. Do whatever. Yeah, that's not helpful. I was asking. You do you. I am doing me by asking chat. Hmm. Okay. Sure. Hmm. Yeah, sure to which one? Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh well. Tell us about your plans. Hmm. Yeah, but tell who? Right now it looks like you're the only one in. I'm just gonna go ahead and ping as many people as I know on Discord. uh, lol, yeah. I don't know. Viewers. Ah, ping. I didn't ping you. Why would I ping you? You're already here. Lol, I know. Yeah, well. Let's see how many people I can persuade into visiting stream. It's a bit quiet. There's no music. I feel like I should music. Oh well, I'm not sure if anyone else will be joining us today. But that's fine. You know? That's okay. Alright. I guess maybe I'll just start by describing what it is that I plan on doing. So I've only got 1 hour today or so. It's already been 10 minutes, but that's fine. Um, so who among you have been following my Twitter? Alter, welcome. So who among you have been following my Twitter? Not you? Oh, what a shame, Acedia. So sad. Okay. So on my Twitter, I've been posting cryptic messages, and by cryptic messages, I mean just what appear to be squiggles. Me who like and sometimes retweet. Yeah, I know you haven't seen any of them, Alta. Yes. So what's going on today is I plan on actually like explaining what's going on with those messages. I have two tweets that are actually, hang on. Can I just can I pull up the tweets? Is this going to be possible? I didn't get all of this out in advance. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. If I can get the tweets up, that makes things a little easier. Yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and snip this. Screenshot of that, and I'm just gonna slap it on on the screen and call it a day. Uh, where is image source? There it is. Yeah, that one. So chat, have a look at this, yeah? You see it? You see this? What I like about this is that you can look at it and you can clearly tell that it's some form of written language, right? Yeah, can't read it? Good. That's what we're doing today. I don't know if you can see the title of my stream, but my stream is creating a new language. Wow. So, I mean, technically, since I have these, I've already created the new language. So this is kind of more of a me teaching you guys the language I've made. This was Elvish. I'm going to flip off my seat. And it's sadly not Elvish. Actually, Alto, you would have seen this before. This language. Um, yeah, because what I know what I have done is I've taken all of the characters, I've made emotes of them, and then used those emotes in servers before. And I will probably continue to do so in the future. So, that's what this is. This is a language which I have made. Actually, I made it together with GJC, but GJC knows nothing of it anyway. So this is going to be as much of a learning experience for him as it is for everyone else. Is anyone excited? Are we excited? Maybe? Please say yes. Please say yes. Are we excited, chat? Yes! Ah, oh, thank you. It was taking a little bit too long. Ah, I love a stream delay. Stream delay is great. So yes, we are excited. We are ready to learn. Yeah. Why, GJC, why are you spoilering? Stop it. Alright, I'm taking this image off the screen. Delete. Remove image. Yes. So, I guess we'll go straight into it. I made a new scene for this and everything. Hey! This one's slightly different than all the other scenes that I have. I'm not right underneath the chat, I'm actually right next to it. So now you guys are over there. Hi, chat. Oop, can't delete. No, you can't. The chat is there forever now. Unless I, the moderator, delete it. So you know what? We're going to leave it there. It's going to stay there. It's going to stay there forever. It can be spoiler territory and we can get back to it. So I suppose the first thing to do would be... Oh, well, I've written title on this, but I can get rid of that. I'm using Actually, the first thing I should do is I should say that I'm using what's the thing called? This is called a remarkable. I know, it's a rather remarkable name. Haha, haha. But it's really cool because it comes with like a pen and you can draw all over it. And oh, I just realized because I'm screen sharing, if I hover the pen over, I can use it as a red dot. Whoa. Anyway, I'm just going to erase all of that. Screen share is active. Yeah, I'm aware it is. Thank you. It certainly sounds remarkable. Yes, thank you. But yes, this is remarkable with a capital R, capital M, because it's remarkable. Ha, 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 ha. That's funny. Sorry. So, while we're here, um, but thanks you, Alta, for the validation. So today, I suppose I should start with all of the behind the scenes of this language before we actually get to like learning the language, so you kind of understand what's going on. Where should I start? I suppose I can start with how I actually developed the language just from scratch. So I was following a whole bunch of YouTube tutorials from oh, what was the channel's name? Artifexian. Yes, he's very good at world building, but he's also got a couple of videos on conlangs or constructed languages. Maybe I'll just write that down. Conlang. Excuse my handwriting. It's very bad. So he's got a whole bunch of videos on that, and so I just followed them through and basically just did what he did until I got something which I thought was interesting. Yeah, something like that. So, um, we're even better than mine at least. We're literally the same. Better writing than my brother. Mood. Oh, you're talking about the handwriting GJC. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright, fine. I'll concede. It's decent. But, oh, I just realized that my eyes close whenever I look down. That's... My eyes are gonna be pretty closed for, like, the whole stream then. So, first things first, I decided on what sounds are going to be used in the language. You don't start with letters or an alphabet, but you actually start with sounds. Because more often than not, English is annoying in that the same letters have multiple sounds and some sounds get reused between letters. Like how the letter G and the letter J can both be pronounced J, like in GIF. Oh no. I'm going to get a lot of hate for that one. Don't worry, it's actually GIF. But yes, and so, um, and then, I mean, like the letter A, in the word Pacific Ocean, every C is pronounced differently. Did you know that? Every C is pronounced differently in Pacific Ocean. The first one is Pacific Ocean. I know, it's really weird. Then Australia, every A is pronounced differently as well. We should have used GJC as an example before. No, I shouldn't, actually. So, with that out of the way now, what sounds did I start with? Why not? Because it wouldn't have worked. So what sounds did I start with? In terms of vowels, I decided to keep things simple. Not like English, which has like 14 million vowels, and not even like Spanish or Japanese, which have five. A, I, U, E, O. And I can say, like Spanish has the same. Whenever you see the letter A, it is pronounced A, or the letter I is always pronounced E, and the letter O is always pronounced O. So, the language that I'm making here I only picked 3 vowels. There's a. I'll just write that in notation. A. I think I'm using the wrong slash actually. Let me write that again. Vowels. A. E. And U. Know the answer. Shark. That's the funny. Yeah. Ah. Ah. Phonetics. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Thank you, Acedia. So those are the vowels. Actually, I'm going to zoom in a bit. Don't mind the fact that the zooming is not a high frame rate. It's not a high frame rate on the actual device itself either. So, my vowels are A, E, and U. And my consonants I actually picked from the there was like a what's it called? Let me see if I can find it. It was like a consonant digraphs or something. No, never mind. What's the word? I'm trying to find all of the sounds. Consonant phonetic chart. Ah, I found it. The IPA consonant symbols. You know what? I'm just going to save this image and also put it up on the screen. Image. Create new image. Upload. This one? Yes. Oh, that's tiny. But I'm going to put this up big. There we go. Can we see this? Consonant vowels, I don't know. Yeah. Well, I mean, vowels I've already picked. A, which is quite forward, E, which is quite up, and U, which is quite low. Like if I just move this out of the way for a bit, when referring to the vowels, there's like a graph that looks kind of like this, I think, where A ends up over here, E is like over here, U is here, O is here, E is here. I don't actually know where they are. I'm just guessing based on the way that they sound to me. I think somewhere in the middle is the upside down E, which is pronounced it's the symbol is called the schwa, and it's basically the default vowel sound. In English, if you pronounce a word like fast enough, all of the vowels that are in the middle that are unstressed just become like in pronounce or pronounce. I don't know. I don't know. What's a good word that uses the sound? Anybody? Where it's like if you just say it fast enough, you don't actually pronounce every vowel, but it just becomes bruh. Yeah, bruh is a good example. Because you're not going bruh. It's just bruh. Or in concatenate. If you say concatenate fast enough, but like concatenate, it becomes the sound in the middle instead of concatenate. Or February. So February. I don't know. This is a tangent from what I was actually doing here with this thing. So this is the list of all of the consonant sounds organized by where they're made and how they're made in the mouth. Oh, actually, I almost forgot to say, in this graph thing here, I picked A because it's out in front, E because it's up at top, and U because it's at the bottom. Because usually you will have like that kind of triangle shape. Okay, I can get rid of this now. Yes. Now, back to this, finally. February. Wow, okay. Um, yeah. And so what I did here is I picked and chose which vowels, oh sorry, not which vowels, which consonants that I wanted to use. Um, I started with all of the ones that are in English. So starting from the top, there's P and B, T and D, and then K and G further down. We don't, in English, I don't think we use the ones that are in between T, D, and K, G. At least I don't believe they are. The rest of them are all like k, g, g, and all these other sounds which are pronounced in other languages, maybe, but not in English. Because I decided if I make other people learn this language like I am now, yeah, choking sounds, I want people who speak English to be able to pronounce it. Oh, also something else is that this chart is also organized by voiced and unvoiced consonants. So the difference between p and b is whether or not you actually use your voice. P is just air passing through. P, p, p. But b, you actually b. Um, you actually use your voice to create the sound. If you try and create the sound for the letter B without using your voice, it just becomes p, p. Yeah. Wait, it's almost 30 minutes. What? No! I haven't even started. Very quickly. So yes, so it's organized. Left is unvoiced, right is voiced. So p, t, k are all unvoiced, but b, d, g are all voiced. And then, of course, I grabbed m, I grabbed n, m and n, but I also grabbed underneath the k and the g, there's a weird symbol there that's kind of like an n, but with the g tail. And that's ng. It's like ng, like when you say thing. That ng sound, which is at the back of your throat. If you can say it, you can say the language. I grabbed it. It's not a prominent part of the language, but it's in there. So I've got the three groups of plosives, which are put to k, but d, g. Why does it look like the re in hiragana? It does actually, now that I think about it. I grabbed of the, oh, I can't see the text very clearly. 1 second. The nasal m, n, and ng. There's three of them just to make things nice and simple, nice and easy. Trills, I didn't grab any trills. The R that's under T and D is the R, Spanish R, and the capital R that's under there's that weird G, Q looking ones all the way on that side. The capital R is like the French R. I didn't include any trills because I know people who can't do either of those. And I also didn't want to compromise by picking one and not using the other, because many languages are like that, where they pick one and don't use the other. For, like I said, Spanish. Hi, welcome, Blue. Yes, I am VTuber. But yeah, Spanish and French, which I can't even do that well. So I decided I'm not including trills. Further down, we have just like the regular English which I did include. That's actually, I believe that's the upside down R further down. And then underneath that is actually the L sound, the L. So I included both and L so that I can be better than Japanese. Haha! Wrecked. Ooh, they're not surviving that one. Burn. Then, well, I grabbed most of and then the sounds that are in the middle, the ones that stretch across the whole thing. Um, They are, well, those are all like those are fricatives. So I have f and v. But then I also grabbed all of those, the S sounding ones. You know how you have s and z. I actually only grabbed the Z sound because I decided for those ones I only want the voiced ones. So I have z, and instead of sh, I have j, like the French je m'appelle or garage. It's voiced. And the same for, instead of using th, th, I actually used a voiced th, the. Like when you say that or this instead of that or this. Yeah. So I have the, z, and je. And I don't believe I grabbed any other fricatives besides those. Because I don't have like any X's or any Y's yet. And I actually also excluded the H sound. So we don't have any h, because h is an unvoiced sound, and I decided I wanted to limit the amount of unvoiced sounds we have. H, the voiced h would be like a h. I don't think there is a voiced h. Ooh. Actually, well, there is one. There's a symbol, but I can't say it. I don't know how to say it. Well, can't laugh. Yeah, there's no ha 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 anymore. No laughing. You're restricted to ja, 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 ja. Yeah, only ja, 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 ja. Thank you, Blue. And I already mentioned and and I think that's all the sounds. Oh, and then also, because I thought it'd be funny, I actually have the w sound and the y sound, in but only in very specific cases. Okay, so that said, I can throw this off to the side, and I can and what I will do is, well, you can just I just said I've picked the what's it called? What you need notes? What I might do is I might end up just taking this page which I'm writing here, and I will post this on Twitter maybe later, or on one of the many Discord servers that I share with you, alter_hearts. So consonants. There we go. I'm done. Vowels and consonants aside, I don't really need to list these because what I will be listing is the actual alphabet. Because the next step after this is, well, what alphabet am I going to be using? Or rather, what combinations of sound will I include? The next step that was in the video I was watching was to start picking syllables, or what makes a syllable. Because in English, for example, you can take two consonants, the letter T and the letter R, and make the word true, which is one syllable, but it has two consonants and one vowel in the middle. At the same time, you can also have three consonants like S-T-R-O-N-G. It becomes strong. English is built so that every syllable uses consonant, vowel, and a consonant at the end. Or rather, it's at least, let's see, crew, brew, stew, yeah. Actually, stew is an odd one because it has the y sound as well, depending on where you're from. It becomes stew, S-T-Y-E-W. But English basically follows the CVC, consonant, vowel, consonant. And the thing is, it can have up to three consonants at the start, like in the word strong, and it can have, I think, two consonants at the end. But also, all of the consonants are optional. Actually, no. You always have at least one consonant at the start and one vowel. Like in the word one, that w is a consonant. W a n. Like in the word wa, wa. In the word wa, that's a syllable because it contains one consonant, what, and one vowel. Ah. But I decided that's going to be really complicated because I decided I didn't want to just make an English clone or another, uh, what's the word, Romance language? Yeah, the ones that come from Rome. And so I said, no CVC, I'm going to do a fancy and copy Japan with their syllabary system. They don't have an alphabet, they have a syllabary, meaning that each of their characters is a syllable. Instead of using letters which make up syllables, every character is a syllable. Yo, Japan. Yeah, I know, Japan. Um, hmm. And so our alphabet is going to be a syllabary. And so, which means that our syllable structure is going to be consonant, vowel, and that's it. It's going to be consonant, vowel. That's our syllable structure. And just because I'm going to be extra, we're also going to include just the single vowels on their own. So a, e, and u are going to be their own characters, and then the rest of them will be in consonant-vowel pairs. So I believe the order of the... I don't remember the order of the alphabet very well, but I do believe it starts with la, li, lu, ra, ri, ru. And actually, the reason it starts with la, or it starts with the L, is because it was around this time that we decided what the name of the language is going to be. And so in the fancy notation that we see up here, it's li, a, ng, using the fancy ng sound. Although if you were to like Romanize it, it would be Liang. Liang, yay! We named the language. And so because we had already done that, I thought, we'll have it start with L. And actually, we only really decided on an order because this was around the time that we were also creating the symbols for each of these. Because we're not writing them in English. How boring would that be? And especially for like the fancy character, how are we supposed to write that in English? We're not writing that every day. So it starts with la, li, lu, ra, ri, ru, ma, mi, mu, na, ni, nu, what was after that? Oh yeah. Fa, fi, fu, va, vi, v. This is now really testing me because I have to remember the order that I put arbitrarily, by the way. Vivaldi. Ooh, yes. Actually, oh no, I wouldn't be able to write Vivaldi in this language because the LD is because that Vivaldi would be 3 syllables, but there are 4 consonants in that word. So sad. So after fa, fi, fu, va, vi, vu, oh yeah, va, vi, the, and that's not th, that's the, like the word the and this and that, rather than thing. Yep, so it's the, How would I write this one? Let's go with ja, ji, ju. And that's instead of sha, she, and shu. They're all the voiced ones. So je like in garage, and also je like in French. Je m'appelle super mekti des. Uh, oh, what else? What were the other ones? Uh, oh yeah, and of course, za, z, z, because there's no s, only z. Um, Other ones, pa, pi, pu, ba, bi, bu, ta, ti, tu, da, di, do, and ka, ki, ku, ga, gi, gu. And that, Singapore, yeah. And that is all of the syllables. That's all of them. There are a total of all right, chat. Quick maths. What's 6 times 8? Quick maths, chat. 6 times 8. 6 times 8. Come on, chat. Chat. Come on, you can do it. 48. Yay! Woo! Yes. Awesome. 48. There are 48 characters. But because I'm not extra enough, we also include the what sound here and the y sound, but funnily enough, it actually uses the J symbol. But obviously, because it has to fit into the consonant vowel, do I want to include what? Like, do I want to have wa, we, woo, and ya, ye, you? Or could I do something funny and add an entirely different syllable for no reason other than to be funny? Yes. Oh, not syllable, sorry. Vowel. An entirely different vowel just to be funny? Yes. Yes, I can. So I'm including, just for these two characters specifically, the vowel O. This is the very specific to English O sound. Not O, but O. Your descendants are gonna hate you? They better. So this is whoa and yo. Oh, yo. That's very poorly written. I'm rewriting that. Whoa and yo. Because it'd be really funny. Also means you can say words like yo yo. You watch Jan Misali, don't you? Actually, no, I don't. Actually, I might have seen some of his videos. But no. I mentioned before that I was basically just following the tutorials from the other channel, Artifexian. Shout out to Artifexian, actually a really good educator. Okay, but these are, now, all of the characters. Jan Masali is the funny, yes, very, very the funny. He is great, but I don't watch him all that often, and I wasn't watching him to make this. I actually watched him, I started watching him after I'd already finished this part. So these are all of the syllables that we're using, in order by the way. Woe and yo actually go in the middle there. Because I originally had them at the start right after the vowels, but just the other day I may or may not have been writing an alphabet song for this, and they fit better here. Oh no. But then, just because, you know, actually no, I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna do it later. So Yo, what alphabet song? We'll get to it eventually. Maybe not in this stream, but in a stream, definitely. I heard a ding. What happened? I heard a ding. Hang on. Oh wait, give me 1 second. Technical difficulty scene. Ta-da. Ah, that's it. I didn't have the alert widgets up. Why not? Give me just a second. I need to copy this. It was probably at the... Have you known about the whistle language? No, I haven't. Ah, paste here. I think this goes here. Hang on, I'm going back to the technical difficulties for switch. Where did I put this? I put that there. The whistle language, came across it 2 years ago. It does sound like something that would happen. Alright, I'm gonna move these alert widgets up. No, actually they can stay right where they were. Cool. We can get back to stream now. Came across it 2 years ago. I think I have definitely heard of it. Ooh, nice. Very information. Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. Basically, it's just using whistles to communicate instead of using the normal vowels and consonants that people do. Because I mean, something that I was thinking about while watching Artifexian is that he said that this method is not just restricted to human communication. Um, because I mean, what we did is we grabbed the this thing which has all of the different consonants that humans can produce, as well as all of the symbols for them. But we could also, but if for example, we wanted to write a language for a story where the like maybe it's some alien species that doesn't have the same way of producing sound that humans do, we can just throw this out the window and we can throw it out the window and we can instead just create our own table of what possible sounds they could make and then build a language off of that. One example, I believe, that was in the video was when he was considering a language for cats, right? So for cats, they don't have the same level of control over their mouth and their lips, which means that they wouldn't be able to make sounds like like the roll there, or sounds like the plosives like p or b. But they would be able to do, or they well, actually they might not even be able to make the sound, but they would be able to do with their teeth the t, d, k, and g sounds. But then you can also add in the cat's purr, because they have a very sound, which is not the same as the English rolling R sound. Or not English, but like the humans rolling R sound. And so then you can incorporate that in other ways and things like that. I think he also had an example for like a bird language, because birds have a solid beak. Obviously, they can't make the p, b sounds. N. The most they can probably do is they can't even make the t and d sounds because they don't have teeth. They have a limited range of sounds, but they can make use of more vowels, and not to mention that they could also make a sound out of clacking their beak, which they can incorporate into the language. And, you know, just little things like that. World building, am I right? Love world building. World building is great. Building worlds and then never seeing them again. Anyway, back to this, I guess. This is made for humans, so it uses all human sounds. These are all of the syllables that I am in fact using for this language. And to keep things nice and simple, I'm going to leave space on this row for something else that I will add a little bit later. So then the next step is, well, writing system, right? How do I write this language? And I'm going to need room to write them all out again. So next page. This is going to be the writing system. Wow, my handwriting has just gotten worse. Is anybody still watching? Is anybody still care? Or are you just all just kind of sitting back and letting me gush about something that I think is kind of maybe borderline interesting? No, I'm not watching. Ah, what a shame. Banned. 1 second. Ban. No. I'm here too. Good. I lost my glasses. Ah, that's okay. I can zoom in just for you. Wait, no, I shouldn't zoom in on my handwriting. No, that was a bad idea. I guess I'm banned. Oh. Nah, you're fine. Just for now. That was your first warning. Okay, writing system. I decided that I wanted to make this language, actually initially, I wanted the language to be able to be written with one line from beginning to end. So, and it would be written from left to right. So it would start and then end on the other side, and it would just create symbols like that. So I'll zoom in a bit because I do want to be able to see what I'm writing. So for example, the art sound, I just straight up ripped off A and just did that. There's like a loop that goes down. Similarly for U, I made it a loop that goes up. And then for E, well, what was that? For E, I made it do a loop up and a loop down. Does that kind of make sense? Actually, I should move these since they're in the wrong order. That one goes there. It doesn't make sense? It's just cursive? Shush. There we go. Everything's fine. Oof. No. So that's A, that's E, and that's U. The next character that I actually came up with, which is why we have the order of everything the way that it is now, is actually La. Like that. And then similarly we have Li and Lu. So that's how that is. If that makes any sense, kind of, maybe. Maybe. Actually, we counted, right? There were 50 of these characters, right? We agree that there were 50 whole characters in the past page. 50, yeah. Nobody in this planet has time to create 50 different characters. So I cheated a bit. First of all, you may have noticed that all of the L sounding ones, they start the same. They all start with that. And then either it goes up to become a, or it goes down to become I, or it loops to become U. And all of them follow this pattern. They start with something and then they turn into one of those three. So la does that. Then ma, mi, and mu. Right? Does that make sense? They all kind of follow this pattern. And then over here, na, ni, and nu. I almost forgot to make it loop, that one. I'm leaving out the R sounds for now, but we'll get back to it. I don't ever want to write using that language. How dare you? I actually spent a long time making this like easy enough to write. It starts, every character starts at the bottom, does something, and ends up at the top. Actually, it ends up at the top if it's a, ends up at the bottom if it's I, and ends up in the middle if it's U. My already bad handwriting will suck raw. Yeah, well, too bad. Part 2 next time, I guess. Oh, it's nearly an hour. You know what? Don't care. I'm gonna keep going. I could see myself using it. Yeah, it's not. I made it so it's not difficult. It's not like in English where you have, like, for example, the letter. Oh, I accidentally moved the page. It's not like the letter K has 2 lines in it, or the letter X has 2 lines, or S has 1 line, or the letter B does this thing. You know what I mean? I decided I wanted to keep things simple. Time to make the language famous. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. So it has the L up the top here, M, N. What came next? Oh yeah, F. I did this. It goes up, becomes fa. Goes down, becomes fi. Then goes around, becomes fu. Oi! This is a no swearing chat. Actually, I should probably have said. I don't even think I mentioned that in my debut, but I may as well say it now. I don't like swearing very much. It's I mean, it feels cheap. It's like if you're gonna insult someone, be more creative. SMH. It's all right, I guess. I'm not gonna police it, but it's just something that I prefer. Besides, it's nicer to be nice to people, yeah? Yeah. You absolute rubber. How dare you? Yeah, you know what? Don't worry, Acedia. I was thinking exactly the same thing, but I decided, you know what? If I don't mention it, maybe people won't notice. But they did anyway, so that clearly didn't work. It backfired. But that's all of the F sounds. It go up to mean ah, it go down to mean e, and it do a loop in the middle to mean oo. Yeah, and so they all have like the same starting pattern and then change into the, didn't mean to draw that. Undo. They all have the same starting pattern and then change into that. Me trying to remember my own alphabet. Uh, After this was, actually, I think this is around the point where I decided, you know what, I am not going to be creating 50 whole symbols, even if I'm reusing the start and changing the ends to, divide the number of symbols I have to draw by 3. This was around the time where I thought, what if I just do what other languages do and make use of diacritics? Diacritics is like when you have A and then put the circle above it, or you have A with 2 dots, or you have A with the accent. Those are diacritics where you add something. Japanese diacritics moment. Does Japanese have diacritics? Oh wait, no. Japanese has ko becomes go. with the 10 tens. Or you have ha becomes ba becomes, oh whoops, I erased more than that I wanted to, becomes pa. Yeah, diacritics. So I decided, you know what? I am way not bothered enough to to be making new symbols for every single one of these. Oh, actually, I just remembered what comes next. We'll do this first. The next one is the, and actually, originally I broke my own rule for this one, and I did it as a line, and then that's the, and the, but that's like incredibly like unrealistic. I mean, and unrealistic as in like the sound. Like that was very hard to draw. Not to mention the fact that the line has to go, when you actually draw it, it does that. It has to start up here, loop, go down before going up, just because of this, and like that doesn't even look nice. Yeah. So that was originally what I had, but only like last week, I think, not even last week, it was like 2 days ago, I went ahead and I redesigned them. So it's quite similar, but it starts like that. So it has the loop in the middle, it goes down, loop in the middle, and this one goes up for a, down, loop in the middle, goes down for e. Looked cool though? Yeah, that's because you designed it. That's why you would think so. Looks like a mini TIE fighter. It does. I just realized that. But it goes down for E, and then it already has a loop, so I can just do that. Naka. Japanese? Yeah. You got me. Yeah, and then this one, it already has a loop, so I just take a line straight down the middle. The. I don't use this sound very often in words anyway, so it didn't really matter so much, but until I started using it a bit more, and then I thought, I really hate this. I'm gonna redesign it, and I did, and now it looks all right. It actually fits the rest of the pattern now. Um, I don't think I've ever used the. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. It's not in English. It's not used very much. Sorry, that was annoying me. OCD. So that, the, and the. So those are the symbols now. And the thing is, like the, it looks kind of similar to lu, but lu has the like that sort of squiggle in the middle before the loop. While this one, the loop is connected to the line. So that's how you can tell the difference. Okay. So after the was ja, ji, and ju, and I thought, well, the j sound is like a j. So I went ahead and just originally it was ja, ji, and je. But that's confusing. How do you know how many lines to draw? Right? Please tell me that you're looking at that thinking, I don't even know how many lines to draw. You'd have to keep checking back. You need to memorize how many to draw. Two peaks. Yeah, you can kind of think of it like that. Or you can do what I did, which was to completely redesign them by doing small w, then a, small w, e, and small w, u. Does that kind of make sense? It's a bit easy to remember. And I mean, I actually use the ja symbol a lot. For example, did you know that actually I've shown enough characters that I can show you the word for day, which is a, mi, ja. Also, that's how the language is written. Oh, and also the fact I said that initially, right? Initially, the language was designed to be written so I could write the whole thing using only one line. So I could write whole words. So I would say like, I'm so bad at this. Mija. And you know why I'm so bad at this? Because I scrapped that idea completely. Every character is written on its own. Each character can still be written with only one line. That's cursive. Yeah, shush. We don't talk about that here. Actually, but yes, did you know that cursive evolved first before print text? Yeah, there's a factoid for you. Cursive came first. And I mean, that's also technically reflected in this. Cursive came first, and then they started creating print text when they started printing. That's why it's called print text. When they invented the printing press, instead of having to put all of these ligatures between all the words and letters, because it would change depending on what letters next to each other, ligatures meaning all of the connecting lines, they just created print characters. Zhao Nai. Oh, what was that word for again? I don't remember. Whoops. I'm gonna have to open it up later. Oh, GGC and I have a Google Doc. You made the word? I know I did. I made all the words. We have a Google Doc that just contains a whole bunch of words, and then it's basically a dictionary. Wait, why am I not following you? It works! Yes! Okay, welcome Blue to the tea house. Hi. Did you hear the ding ding bell ring, by the way? Let's go! Yes, finally, it worked. I heard the ding ding. Yes! Ah, finally. Party. Hang on. Um, can I still do this? Yeah! Welcome! And now you're never gonna leave. Just kidding, it's fine. That sounds so nice to hear when going to sleep. Yeah! And now I just need some nice lo-fi music to play in the background. I gotta make some someday. That's another stream waiting to happen. I already tried to make background music and then I accidentally made video game music. And then that video game music ended up in a video game. Greetings, welcome Pencilhead Junior 14. Today I'm making a language and I'm showing it to everyone. So, ayo, pencil real? Whoa! And so I'm going to move this out of the way. So I can go back to where I was up to. I said that I scrapped the idea of making all of the letters connected, which also changed how the A looked, or the sorry, symbol. Instead of being from one side, loop around to the other, I just took out like half of that and just left it as that. No, I don't exist. Ah, so sad. So it just does that. And then these other ones are slightly simplified as well in that they don't have such long lines that they start from. So that does that, and that does that. A, E, and U. The rest of them stayed more or less the same though. So where was I up to? Oh, and then za, z. This one was interesting in that I added the curve at the bottom because I could have also just done that. But that wasn't cool enough and it just looked a bit weird. So I added the little curve at the bottom here because it was cool. Because I am cool. And languages are cool. And then z. Fun fact, I already taught you one word, amija, which means day. It looks like the break note in music sheets. Yeah, it does. Z is just English Z. Z is just Japanese, so it is actually. The Z is just. Oh, it is Japanese. What have I done? No. I was going to teach you a new word. Zu actually means you, or the second person marker, or the second person pronoun. When I refer to you, I would say zu. There you go, you learned something new. And when I refer to myself, I use the word me because I'm boring. So I've got that. Uh, so original. Yeah, I know, right? Well, you know who else is original? Japan, right? Because their word for bread is pan. Pan is Portuguese for bread. And I say Portuguese and not Spanish because it was the Portuguese who introduced bread to Japan. So naturally, Japan just kind of stole the word as well. There you go. See? Learn something new every day. I actually, the first time I heard that the Japanese word for bread is pan, I guessed. Half the Japanese nouns are loan as well. Yeah, half of the nouns in like every language are loan words from, and they come. It's whenever that thing gets introduced to the language, and instead of coming up with a new word for it, they just use the already pre-existing word. Like in Spanish, the word for car or automobile is, wait for it, automobile. Uh, I mean, it usually get. I know from where from where I've learned Spanish, it usually gets abbreviated to auto, AUTO, or just auto, the auto part of automobile. But in full, it's automóvil, automobile with Spanish accent. Yeah. So little things like that, everywhere around the world, words are borrowed. But in my continuity, yeah, English stole from me. Okay, the end. The end of discussion. So after za, z, and zu, um, comes, oh yes, pa, pi, and pu. And it was around this time that I thought I can also steal more from Japanese. Well, actually, yeah, it was when I said diacritics. Yeah, I already said diacritics, and this is when I thought pa and bu are the same sound, but one of them is voiced. So I can use a diacritic that literally just determines whether or not the sound is voiced. So p and then its pair is b, and I just put a circle above it. That tells me that that's the voiced version. So instead of p, it becomes b. Same for the other ones. So it's p. Sorry, b, b, and boo. Does that make sense, or have I lost anyone? I think it's funny that camera is a loan word, but phone is denwa. Yes, because Japan invented the mobile phone, but didn't invent the camera. Ta-da! Well, I don't actually know. I'm making that up off the top of my head. But Japan is like the electronics specialist thing. Cameras were invented like uh, in like the 1800s in Europe and then taken to Japan. But like telephones and stuff, Japan had their own ones, I think. So what I've just said about like the putting the circle above the character to change it, does that make sense to people, or does it just sound like I'm copying Japan? Diacritic, yeah. So it makes sense. And then I went back and because these ones are f sounds, if I sounds like Danish, I don't know, I haven't checked Danish. But if I voice these, they become the v sound. So then this one becomes va, v, and v. Wow, that's terrible handwriting. That's what happens when you don't look at the page. V. You're either diacritic or live long enough to copy English. I well, that was something. I'm very proud of that one. You know what? You should be. That was good. But so I went and backfilled that one. So you have va, v, and v. And I also actually went ahead and backfilled the r. But this one I did differently. So that would be la, li, and oh, my bad. Lu. Ignore my terrible handwriting. There's a lot of these bits that change pronunciation. Swedish and Norwegian don't use them as much. Yeah, it's a lot. Diacritics are a lot more often used in those kind of languages. I'm just including them here for so I didn't have to write so many characters or create new ones. And so, but what I did here is because the difference between R and L as a sound is not voiced, unvoiced, they're both voiced. I just went ahead and said L is the original one. L is real. And the R, I added like a tick over it, which I guess kind of looks like the English R, but not really. And so that just turns all of those R's into L's. L is real. L is real. The One Piece is real. Go ahead, continue it in chat. I dare you. 2401, yeah. But yes, and so that's what the R sounds are if I wanted to. It's just the L but with a tick above it. Much higher. So high. Oh, this is great. Man, it's Twitch chat is fun to interact with. So I may as well just fill these in, the rest of these in quickly. So we've got pa, ba, ta, ti, oh wait, I almost forgot how to write this one. Tu. Danish also sounds like drunk Norwegian. I believe that. Actually, hang on. I know someone from Denmark, but I don't know him very well. Self-promotion? How? Wait, what did I do? How did I self-promote? Tell me so I can do it intentionally. Please. Please tell me. T. Ah! 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 Sir, my family is Danish. Yeah. No, I meant I know someone IRL. I don't believe I know you IRL. Pencilhead Junior 14. Muted? No, I'm not going to mute you. Yet. Where was I? Oh yeah, and then the voiced versions of the T family. Ta, T, Tu becomes Da, D, and Du. Does that one make sense? And then to finish it off, I have Ka, Ki, and Ku. Definitely does not look like any Japanese characters. Right? Right, chat? Well, this is not Japanese, right? None of these characters look like Japanese at all, right? Right, chat? Right? Right? I see no Japanese. Good. Good answer. So that's ka, and then this one becomes ga, this one becomes gi, this one becomes gu. You can't read Japanese anyway? Good. But that makes every single one of the characters in the alphabet besides wo, yo. And the way you tell between them is because the wo sounds like it comes from low and high. It's like a wo. And then yo is the other way. Yo. Does that kind of make sense? And then of course they end in a loop. But don't be mistaken. They don't end up they don't look like this. They don't look like B and P. Will there be pitch accent in this language? Unlikely, because I'm not good at pitch accents. And I want to be able to speak this. Back to what I was just saying. Wo and yo are more like that. Whether you see the gap in between the line and the loop, and then like that. There's a gap. It's not this and this. See? It's simple. It's easy. Absolutely no Japanese here. Yep. No Japanese here. I completely mispronounced exactly what you wrote, but I pronounced it in English. There we go. That is all, asterisk, all of the characters that I have. I have some more, but we won't get into that. Actually, I will also include just a small addendum. If I just shift the page down a bit. There exists, he lied as naturally as he breathed. Yes, that's something like that. Yes, but I also included the option for some consonants to, what's the word? The option for some consonants to be doubled? Not doubled, sorry, but like where the vowel structure we already said is CV, consonant vowel. Yeah? Well, I also included functionality, I guess you could say, for consonant vowel. Does that make sense? Kind of? So that would be something like in English, the word true is TRUE, where the oo sound is one vowel, but it's TR, true. Yeah? So a consonant vowel. But how can I do that without creating more symbols? I don't want to make more symbols, but I also don't want to like pull away from the syllable nature of this. Tr is a slightly less voiced dirt. What do you mean slightly less voiced? The T is literally unvoiced D. So it wouldn't just be slightly less voiced, it's just not voiced. And so what I've done is I included a few other diacritics. As an example, let's go with TR. If I take ta, right? If I add the same tick that I used to turn L into R, this is now pronounced as tra. Is it not at all technically the same as slightly less? True. However, semantics. This is literally creating a new language stream. You think I'm not going to bring up semantics? Yeah. So there, as you can see, adding the tick shape above any of these unvoiced consonants has the tr sound that puts the R in between. The same applies to pa becomes pra. I'll be back in like 20 minutes or something. Cool. Nothing much is going to change. Because that's all well and good. But then how do you what happens when you have more than one diacritic? Right? For example, if I wanted to take da and make it into dra, the way I did that is actually by just putting them next to each other. The circle moves to the side and the V goes next to it. So that's dra. So the only ones really is to put the R in between. But then I also added one more. And that's the L sound. Now we don't have a diacritic for the L sound already, so I can't reuse one. What I did do, however, is I just created a new one. For example, if we just use ta again, if you put 2 dots above it, it becomes tla, which is not used. It's not one that's used. However, it exists now. So that means that you are able to use it. The thing is, I do believe that I put a restriction that you can't actually put it over the T and D families, so that was a very bad example to use. But the only ones that you can put the R and the atlas, yeah, actually, no, that's one. No, but no, atlas is not, because in English that's 2 syllables. At less. I mean, unless you want to pronounce it as atlas. Oh, bad handwriting. Ignore, erase. Okay. But I did it so that you can only add the dots and the ticks over. May I have a copy of the book? Yes. You can only add the dots and the ticks over the. Sorry, you can only have the tick, the V over the T and D family. Actually, it's going to be easier to just write it like this. First of all, when I refer to either of these are like paired up. So this is the T and D family. Sorry, did I just label the wrong one? Really? P and B family, T and D family, K and G family. And then further up, F and V family. Yeah? So I'm going to go ahead and just put these here. FV family, PB family, TD family, KG family, right? Those are the only ones that you can add these diacritics to. Because, like, try imagine if you've got ja, and then you add the 2 dots, it becomes jla, which is already a weird sound, and I don't want to add that. Why? So, whether you can put these on for F and V, yes, you can put the L one, like fla and vla. And I have to say yes, because I've already used them in words. For the ticks, yes, you can. Actually, yeah, you can. It becomes vra and fra. P, B are the same. Pla, bla, pra, bra. With the words. So you can actually say bruh. Bruh memento. Vladimir. Yeah, something like that. T and D actually cannot do the L sound. So I can't be like tla, dla, because that's a slightly strange set of consonants. I literally just went ahead and put every single pair of consonants and crossed out all the ones that don't make sense to me. This is literally all that's left. Like, I actually went ahead and created a full matrix, started with P, B, T, D, and so on. P, B, T, D, and I said P and P together. Doesn't make sense. No. No, and so on. And I just crossed all of them out and kept going. And then I literally only ended up with groups that ended in R or ended in L. And even then, it was only these ones. Only these ones. And I even took out this one, the TL and the DL, because I don't like them very much. Gonna sleep now. Good night, Vladity. Ah, good night. Have fun. Dream about languages. I'm probably only gonna end up doing this stream until we get to having the language and maybe a few basic words. But then next time I stream this language, we're going to do we're going to start looking at actual vocabulary. Wow. Like actually start making words. And I say making because I don't have very many. Vladity, Poutine. How dare you? But yeah, I'm going to start actually making words because I don't actually have that many words in this language. I have all of the syntax stuff. I don't have very much in terms of words. So, where was I? Yes. So this one, yes, because I can do tra and dra. Those ones still make sense to me. Kla, gla. I'm gonna say yes. I don't remember if I've used these. But then kra and gra, yes. So it's all of them except for this one. This is for the, this is all the ones you can add. But then you may be asking, for the L ones, how do you get around? Because I've already said that, for example, that's a fa, va, vra. But I can't do, I'm not going to do that because it doesn't look nice. I don't like it. It doesn't look nice. So the way that I actually did it is like this, right? Circle in the middle and a dot on either side. Whoa! It's like magic. So that's how you write them. So all in all of the combinations of these are that for L, that for R, that for voiced, and then those are the three different ones that I have, and then combinations go OV, and then like that. The V and the two dots will never go together. Literally, they cannot because they code for opposites. It's basically a Boolean. It cannot be both sides of the coin at the same time. So, yes, Alter, I will be sending you this later, so I'm going to leave that on the page. And I'm going to very conveniently move these. This is the CV syllables. CCV syllables. And then it was getting into how to actually, you know, write a sentence. I'm going to need a new page for this. I'm making way too many pages. This is not great. How to write sentence. Syntax. Well, I've already decided how I'm going to write. For example, oh, actually, here's something. I also said, well, I wanted to have the ng sound. You remember the ng? Notice how I have not included it yet. I also said that the name of the language is Liang, which includes that. So what I did is actually I went back and I included a whole bunch of suffixes. Suffixes as in like you have the word and then you just append a character or something to it. Oh yes, no good. Now, I'm actually going to add all of these suffixes to the end of the alphabet because they belong there. I created, I'm going to go back here actually. I have 6 suffixes using all of the plosives and nasals. So I've got p, t. Oh, sorry. No, I used all of the voiced ones. So I have one suffix that's b, one suffix that's d, one suffix that's g, and then I also used m, n, and ng. I'm just going to write that. It's easier. Oh, you know what? No, I'm going to be consistent. Ng. So for the word, and then what I did is I said all of these suffixes will actually mean something. Initially, I thought I'm going to have every word end in one of these suffixes. But then I thought as well, I could also just make the suffixes do something grammatically, like grammar. It's like if I take noun and put an S on the end, it becomes plural. So I added all of those suffixes. And that means Liang, what I did is I actually took the ng sound and I said that the ng sound means proper noun. It's like how in English you put a capital letter. It just means proper noun. So going back, they all have symbols. So this one, b, does like that. It is actually like a tick backwards. D is a tick forwards. Oh wait, no, these are all wrong. Sorry, my bad. B is a tick back down. B, D is tick down forwards. G is a tick straight down. Right? And then these ones, n, and ng. Is a tick up, back. N is a tick forward, up. And ng is a tick straight up. So to write the word Liang, the name of the language, is Li, A, ng. Whoa, we did it. We did a word. Does anybody want to follow along with a paper and pen or something? It would be really funny. It would be really funny. Please do it. Please validate me. I need the validation. We did a word. Yay. It's funny you mentioned the word because then I went back and I said, well, in order to name this language, I could just say that the word Liang means language, or actually taking off the ng, the word Lia mean language, and then proper noun, capital L language, right? But then I thought, that's boring. And besides, Lia is a very short word to be meaning a complicated concept like language. So I went simpler. I decided to make it a root word, which I can then make other words out of. And so the word Lia means word. So then Liang, or the name of the language, is actually just capital W, word. There you go. We learned a word. Capital W word, like the word. It's funny because that makes sense to call your language words, or just call it language. And so that's a root word there. Liang means capital W word. Alter, are you taking notes? By the way, I'm kidding. I will be providing this to you later. So that's that. We get to syntax. I've already mentioned. No notebook. Oh, no notebook. So I've already said that all of those prefixes are going to have like grammatical things and meanings. I will get to those eventually. I've already said that the straight up one, means but print screen exists. Nah, it's fine. I'll just give you the book. Print so means mental notebook, right? Yeah. Means proper noun. I said already. Capital letter, proper noun. But other syntax, for instance, this language is an SOV language. Does anybody know what that means? Anybody? Subject, object, verb. Nice. Although I'm not surprised that you know it, GJC, because like we literally made this together. But thank you for responding. Nailed it. Yeah. Subject, object, verb. Subject, object, verb. So what does that mean? That's when you create a noun phrase, that's the order in which sorry, not a noun phrase, like a statement. That's the order in which everything goes. In English, English follows an SVO. Subject, verb, object. For example, I eat apple, right? I, the subject, eat, verb, apple, the object. The object is what the verb acts on. The subject is the one doing the verb. I eat apple. Yeah? That makes sense? That makes sense. So in our language, it's SOV. So it would be I apple eat. It doesn't make sense in English, but that's because English doesn't work like that. However, it does make sense in Japanese, because Japanese is also an SOV language. Hang on, I'm going to relocate this. Relocating this so that you can use this later. So in Japanese, for example, I was going to write kanji, but I can't. What about an OBS language? No. So, an SOV language like Japanese, for example, would be Watashi wa super mekti desu. Watashi wa, subject, super mekti, object, verb, desu. Better if apple pie. Ah, yes. Subject, object, verb. And actually, that is how Japanese works. Desu means it's like the equivalent of is or am. It's I am supermukti or I supermukti am. Yeah? This makes sense. Apple pie want. Yeah. Want is the verb, to want, and then the object. And because of that, actually, because of the way that Japanese is structured, the SOV, it means that you also actually don't need to include the subject all the time. You can make do with just the object and the verb if you have already established the subject. In English, you can't do that. I can't just say, when I say I eat apples, I can't just say eat apples. Because now it sounds like I'm telling you to eat apples. It sounds like I'm saying you eat apples, which is not correct. But if I say, watashi wa supermekti desu, I can also just say, supermekti desu, and it means exactly the same thing. Note this is actually for a different reason than Spanish. Because Spanish, I can say, yo soy supermekti, I am supermekti. Or I could just say, soy supermekti. It means exactly the same thing. Can you tell I've done my research? This is great. So I can actually leave this out, but for ease of use, I'm leaving it in every single sentence that I write. Even if it gets really annoying, every time I say I something, I something, I something, I something, you'll get used to it. But this is like the most simple, basic. Other things, what I may do is create a new Google Sheets. I already have a Google Sheets which has a whole bunch of stuff in it, but I was thinking of revamping it anyway. So I might create a new Google Sheets and actually have it available to the public. So you can all reference it for lexicon and dictionary definitions of words. Aren't I nice to you all? Yeah. So this is where we're up to. SOV language, subject, object, verb. So that means I would say I apples eat. Dictionary, let's go. Yeah. That's really all I need to say actually, to say it's an SOV language. There's not much else. Actually, being an SOV language means we don't use prepositions, but we use postpositions. Now, what does that mean? What that means is that instead of saying, for example, I eat apples and oranges, the and is part of the oranges. I eat apples and oranges. This is the power of prepositions. And is a preposition. Actually, and is a bad example because the example I was about to use does exactly the same thing. So how about I eat apples with oranges? With is also a preposition. So it goes before the thing. Because if I said I eat apples, oranges with, that doesn't make sense. Can we agree on that? Yeah. No one said anything in chat yet, probably due to delay, but I'm going to assume you all agree with that. What happens if I translate this sentence into Japanese? Actually, I just realized I don't know the word for orange in Japanese. Help. What's the word for orange in Japanese? Guys, help. Japanese uses postpositions anyway, which is what I'm trying to say. From distance, oranges look like Among Us. Orange. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, but to translate this into Japanese, actually, I'll just write it all out in English anyway. I apple orange with eat. Apples oranges with. It would be like that. Orange juice 欲しい. I can hear the voice. Help me? No. But it would be like that. The oranges and the with would still be together, but with goes at the end. So this would be like Watashi wa ringo orange mo taberu. Right? I feel like that's slightly off though. Actually, no. In Japanese, because you need to still have something in between, the apple also gets more, doesn't it? Well, I don't know. I feel like I'm butchering Japanese and somebody's going to be mad at me. Yeah, somebody's going to be mad at me, but I don't care. I'm just making an example out of it. 私はリンゴもオレンジも食べる. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, and so we use postpositions, meaning all of these words like with and to as well. They all go after the noun or after the noun phrase. Yeah? Does that kind of make sense? But that also means, because we're using postpositions, adjectives also go after the noun. Hmm. Adjectives go after the noun. And but yeah, adjectives just go after the noun. There's not really much else I need to say. What I will do is I'll just put a whole bunch of this stuff into a document. It might not end up on this document, but it will be on a document that you can reference, probably a Google Sheets. So this is all I can really say about the syntax then. It's a subject, object, verb. And then of course, if you use nominalization, you can turn an entire subject, object, verb phrase into the subject or object. No, actually, we'll just make it the subject of some other. So no, it becomes the object of another subject, object, verb phrase. For example, the sentence, I like eating bananas. Eating bananas is its own subject, verb, object in English. Verb, object. Eating bananas. I like, which is subject, verb, and then your object is a verb object in and of itself. Eating is the nominalized version of eat. For example, to nominalize, to nominalize is to turn something which isn't a noun into a noun. There you go. We learned something new today. For example, to nominalize is a verb. I nominalize this, which doesn't make sense, but we're rolling with it. However, I can refer to it as nominalization. That's the noun form. Nominalization is good. It's a noun now. Nominalization is a noun. Meanwhile, to nominalize is a verb. Does that kind of make sense? What's another verb? To communicate and communication. Yeah. See, I can communicate. I have communication skills. There we go. That kind of works. It illustrates my point effectively, and that's all I can really ask for. I'm trying to think of what else to say, but I think that's about it in terms of syntax. The only thing now is knowing how the syntax works. It's basically Japanese with a few alterations. I mean, sorry, what? No, this language is not based on Japanese at all. This language has no similarities to Japanese. Oi, who said that? Hmm? 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 Yeah, that's what I thought. But knowing the syntax, if we learn a few words, it means that we're able to actually construct sentences. Sentences. It means we can actually use the language. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and open up the sentences. Woo, yeah! I'm gonna go ahead and just open up the whatchamacallit. I'm gonna go ahead and just open the dictionary that I already have on Google Sheets. I'm not gonna show it to you now. Perhaps in the future. But for now, I'm just going to have it open so I remember what my words are. So let's start with something simple. If I wanted to say, I eat apples, I'm going to need the word for I, the word for eat, and the word for apples. And actually, while I'm here, I may as well get into what all of the suffixes are. Because I have b, d, g, and I have m, n, and ng. I'm going to go ahead and just list these while I'm here. We've already established that ng means proper noun. And while I'm here, actually is a nominalization particle. But it's nominalization and it's also the subject marker. That's why I wanted to do this first. It marks the subject of a sentence. It's it's what separates the subject and the object, so that I don't, say I apples eat, but people might accidentally think that I apples is a word, right? Because I don't need the subject. So if I have the subject and the object, but they're not separated by anything, people might accidentally think that the subject and the object are one word, and it's all the object, right? That's a valid line of reasoning, I think. So I use the particle for nominalization. So I can turn anything that's not a noun into a noun, but it's also the subject marker. So by doing that, it becomes the subject of a phrase or a sentence. So I guess it could be similar to the wa particle in Japanese, except the wa particle has a difference, right? In Japanese, the wa particle is actually the topic marker, not the subject marker. The subject marker is ga. There you go. You've learned something new. So, knowing that is the nominalization / subject marker. Cool. Yes, I did. What? Wait, I did as in you learned something new, or I did as in you already knew that? Which is it? I'm not going to continue until you say. I need to feel validated inside. Please. All I want is attention. Up to you to decide. How dare you? Fine. Be that way. Where was I up to? Oh, yes. I made it pretty simple. It just means plurals. So if I have the word for apple, I may as well. The word for apple is arima. The word for apple is arima. If I want apples, plural, it's ariman. I'll give you the actual answer now. Whoa. Say, how dare you? No, I'm kidding. That's fine. You were the one who suggested this word. You were the one who made the word for apple. So don't come in here like, oh, arima kose, wow. Ehehe. Ehe, te nandayo. But yes, so that's plural. Apple becomes apples, and I was about to erase it, but I think I'll leave it. Um, so those bottom three act on nouns or to things to do with nouns. The top three belong to. It was a genius decision. Yes, it was. The top three belong to. What's the word? Ah, yeah, verbs. The top three belong to verbs because b is the past tense, d is the future tense, and g is the present tense. So if I grab the word to be or is, right? Which is ki. If I said I am Sphemic T, actually I'll also grab the word for me. Wow, I've already said this one, haven't I? Me. If I wanted to create a sentence, I can write me, and because it's the subject, mim, 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 supermicti, ki, g, meaning present tense, I am. I am supermicti. Wow, we wrote a sentence. Whoa, I can't believe it. Whoa. I mean, I can also take exactly what we learned just then, and I can say new word, zu, meaning you. So zoom, who to pick? There are two people in chat right now. Heads or tails, chat? Heads or tails? Original, yeah. Heads or tails? Heads or tails? It's not hard. It's really not that hard, chat. Tails. I will hurt you. In Among Us. Heads. Alright. So you've picked heads. I am going to open up Google. Flip a coin. Preparing to flip. Tails. Ha ha. Ah ha ha. Zoom. Alter Hearts. Kig. You are Alter Hearts. Kill responsibly. Yeah. Always remember to kill responsibly. Yes. So, Alter, if you're still watching, hi. I've included your name in the document. So this is a sentence which means you are Alter Hearts. Meanwhile, the other one says, I am Supermicti. Hi. Oh, actually, while I'm here, you can have another word as well. A, fi, la. That was very poorly written. Afila. Afila means hello. And if you really want to, ayo means hi. Afila, yay! So really, oh, it's been 2 hours and 5 minutes. Yikes. I've got 1 hour, let's make it count 2 hours later. So, I mean, I'm gonna start writing sentences on the next page. But this is what the syntax means. Actually, while I'm here, I'll also add one more particle. I think it was called the negative particle. Let me just reopen it. I forgot what I actually named it in the thing because they all have names. Yep, the negative particle. It's an auxiliary verb. Ooh, fancy words. Not sure what that means anyway. But the word ma ba. The word maba means not. I'm gonna move that. The word maba means not. So I would, and because it's an auxiliary verb, it basically adds like an adjective kind of. It goes after the verb. But I don't remember how I did it. Mm. Oh yeah. Ayo, ayo. Yeah, Yago did in fact say ayo. So I would write it, for example, mim supermictiki. I would say mim alter kig maba. I am not alter. Wow, I wonder who could have guessed. Also, I'm going to use the backwards comma because I'm not copying Japanese. I am not copying Japanese. You have no proof. Not me. Yeah. So this is saying I am Super McT, I am not Alta. Amazing. Amazing. We learn new word. So now I'm just gonna put a few example sentences. Me. That was terrible. There's something else though. I decided to make it so that you write on every second line so that you can have room for all of these ticks. So it's meme. It goes up and back. Meme. Actually, names are proper nouns. Supermecting. And that needs to extend just a bit further into the top. Supermecting. Kig. My handwriting is terrible. The tick needs to look a little nicer. I'm going to be very particular about this. Something like that. And this translates to wow, who would have guessed? Sentence. What's another sentence I can write? Alter, GJC, come up with a random sentence and I'll write it. Or I'll try to. We'll see if we even have the words for it. Anybody? Hello? Is anyone there? Super can play piano. Fine, I'll put I can play piano. Do I even have the words for this? Actually, I know I do have the words for it. But do I want to scroll all the way down to it? Oh yeah, okay, fine. Super can play piano. Alright. I'll put me. P A no. Piano is the word for piano, by the way. Me, piano, and then to play. The verb is za, ma, ki, g. Oh, actually, no, that's I am playing piano. Too bad. How about I use a different particle so that we can make this like an actual lesson? Mm-hmm. Hmm. Let's go with I was playing piano. Actually, no, that wouldn't make. That's not how it translates. If anything, it's a direct translation of I played piano. Past tense. There we go. That's not so bad. So it's mim, piano, zamaki, b. Yeah, zamaki, b for past tense. I remember it as b for back, d for the future, and g for right now. Yeah, I'm smart. Any more example sentences? I'm gonna put the I eat apples. Me, uh, rima, oh, what was to eat? Give me 1 second. I need to search them up again. Because I am very smart. To eat. Taika. Okay. Taika. D. I will eat apple. Well, actually, because there's only one, I should say an apple. English is annoying in that I have to do that, but I don't need to do it in this language. I would say, um, I would just say mim arimatai kad. Actually, that would actually no. A direct translation to English is I will eat or I will eat apple. Taking apple as just a noun. To say an apple, I need to have numbers, which I do have, by the way. We have numbers. Numbers exist. I don't have ways of writing those numbers, but I have the words for all of them. In fact, I may as well just read them off since I also have them open. The numbers are, starting from 0, nua, 1 is aka, 2 is futa, 3 is mana, 4 is kumi, 5 is mia, 6 is nuka, 7 is rita, 8 is buna, 9 is dami, and 10 is gi. Going from there, 11 is gi ka, 12 is gi futa, 13 is gi mana, and so on, like that. It's a system that is definitely not similar to any languages that we've already discussed again. But if I wanted to say, for example, today, what day is it today? Today's Thursday, right? Thursday is, in this language, to write Thursday, you actually just write them by what number day of the week it is. So Sunday is 1, Monday 2, Tuesday 3, Wednesday 4, Thursday is 5. So today is 5th day. And there's actually there are 3 different number systems. There's the disjunctive numbers, which is just as they are. Counting, like for example, when you say book 1, book 2, book 3 in English, counting numbers, they are the same as the regular numbers, except instead of ending, because each of them is 2 syllables, they end in me at the end. And then there's the ordinal numbers, all of the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. They all end in vlu. However, days fall into counting numbers because you would say day 1, day 2, day 3. So this is day 5. And given the system that we're using, counters go before the noun. So 5 is me, or 5 is mia. That's the word for 5. So I might just write that in. Mia 5. So today, or the word for today is actually just this day. This is a neri. This day me ja. So that means today. So that if I wanted to say Thursday, I would say me, because all of the counting numbers end in me. So it's me ja. 5th day. And then, so I would say today is Thursday. I would write ni pri ami ja for the subject, niri amijam, this day or today. Thursday, me, nope, that's too close. It's going to look like me, amija, kig. Today is Thursday. Goodness, why am I so bad at writing? Today is Thursday. I think I've gone over time long enough. I don't know. Did anyone enjoy that? I mean, it's kind of cool sharing something that I'm interested in. Okay. Alter, did you enjoy that? I will send you this document, by the way. You will get it. Really cool. Thank you. So actually I have the 2 things that I put on Twitter. Yeah. If you want, you can go back and decipher them, or try to anyway. If you don't know any words, we'll get to that. But one day, I hope that people will be able to read it. Maybe have to search up the dictionary for what all the words mean. But then, possibly be able to reply. That might be cool. Like imagine just me posting something in this language, written out in this language, not even written in um, English letters or Roman letters. What's the word for it? Latin characters. That's the word. Not written in the Latin alphabet, but in this alphabet. Then people would be able to also respond, and it would be so cool. Don't you think so? That'd be epic. I have already replied though. Yeah, I know you already replied. But that's because you already knew it. I'm talking about everyone who doesn't know it yet. So I think what I might even do is after this stream's over, yeah, I'll go and I will create a Google Doc link, which I will populate with words and lexicon, as well as all of information about how the syntax works. Because it's not just SOV, subject, object, verb, but there's like other things like the how the noun phrase itself works. Like I have a little diagram thing that I've created for myself, which is all the orders of the different things. For example, in front of the noun comes the ordinals and the counters and quantity. In front of those comes the demonstratives, things like this, that, what. Those are all known as demonstratives. For example, for me to say this day, that goes in front of the noun. And then in front of those even comes genitives and possessives. I don't exactly remember what those mean. Oh, so for example, if I wanted to say, for example, I could say in English wooden table or table of wood. The of turns it into a possessive or a genitive. Because we're using postpositions as opposed to prepositions, it swaps it around. So in our case, adjectives go after the noun. So I would either say table wooden or wooden of table. Something like that. I'm not entirely sure how I did that. I wrote it all out but then forgot what it means because I haven't used it. So that's great. So that's everything before the noun. After the noun is, immediately after the noun is the disjunctive numerals. So things like the regular, like the regular numbers. I just ripped that out of Wikipedia on how this stuff works. I'm not actually sure in what case you would use the disjunctive numbers after a noun, but we might find ourselves needing to do so. Immediately after that comes all of the adjectives in this order: purpose, material, origin, color, shape, age, size, and opinion. And that order is exactly the opposite of in English. And the reason for that is because it's on the other side of the noun. In English, your adjective order is actually opinion, size, age, shape, color, origin, material, and purpose. If you change any of those and you have your adjectives in the wrong order, you will sound like a lunatic. Like actually, you would just sound crazy. For example, let's go with shape and color. In English, you would have a circular green dragon or something, but you wouldn't have a green circular dragon. Actually, no, that was a bad example. Let's go with age and color. An old green dragon, but not a green old dragon. There we go. That's a better example. Or maybe a big old green dragon, but not an old big green dragon, or green big old dragon. All of those sound wrong, but big old green dragon works. So in our language, Liang, all of these are ordered in the exact opposite because they're on the other side of the noun. All of this I will also include in the Google Doc or the Google Sheets whenever that eventually gets released. Don't worry, it will. I'll make sure of it. So that's that, and finishes with quantifiers, which I don't remember what they are, but it includes those. But yeah, whole bunch of stuff. Um, there's a lot of things. Will it though? It will. I'll make sure of it. It has a whole lot of things anyway. I mean, we have a lot of words that we've already made. Not many though. Like it's not possible to be fluent in this language because it's not possible to say many things in this language anyway. Like alter, you don't know which words we've made. Just make up a sentence. And I'll tell you how many of those words we actually have translations for. Alter, you still around? Hello. Yo Dayo. Hi Alta. If you're here, I'm just asking, can you come up with a random sentence? Although I'm starting to think I'm running out of time. It's nearly 2.5 hours. Actually, I'm just going to end it here. Oh, 1 second. Technical difficulties. Is anybody still here? I am just a viewer, says Alta. Well, I can say I am, but the just a viewer part we have no words for. Oh well. Hello. So yeah, I am watching. That's also where we don't have. We have I am, but we have no watching. Welcome back. Oh, actually, why am I saying welcome back? I was the one who left. So, yeah, unfortunately, this is just about the time that I've got anyway. I think I will probably just end the stream here after I write one more sentence. Niri ami ja uh, what was it? Niri amijam nu mi mi jam amija kig. Oh wait, I'm gonna go ahead and move this out of the way. Rip it. Wait, what to? Saying that I'm running out of time? Yeah. I'm gonna start with this. Ka le fu. No. Let's go with ka le fa. Ni a ng, because proper noun. California. Ni. Now it all goes together. Yeah, something like that. California. Ni. Niri amijam. Numi amija kig. Said by one person. Next person says Lisa Iu. I'm gonna leave this for other people to translate. Good luck. Oh well. This is where I'm going to have to call it 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 16 seconds. We go back to the chat room, and you may notice that I'm actually leaning back. Hey guys, I'm back in the proper viewpoint. Don't worry, Alter, I will send you this document. I'm back. How dare you? That's it. I'm not sending you anything anymore. I'm tired. I've been here for too long. I think I need background music because this is very awkward. Oh, yeah, that's what you get. Ha, 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 ha. What do you mean, why? You know very well why. Hmm? Alright, fine. I'll still send it to you anyway. But yes, I need the background music because right now it's a bit awkward. This whole time it's been silent while I've just been talking. Oh well. But yes, I'm going to just end the stream here. Thank you all very much for coming. How should I end it this time? Let me just make sure that I can actually go to the ending screen. Okay, there we go. That's about it. See ya. By the way, do you guys know how to read? Because if you do, or if you don't actually, if you don't know how to read, I'll just read what the text at the top says for you. It says, go home.